Hey, Lacey. Hey, Jen.
Hey, Jamie.
Hey.
Wow. You're fine. We're going to dance our way out. When is she going to be?
In about 30 minutes.
Okay.
Hi, Katie.
Hey.
How are you?
Pretty good. How are y'all?
Good. Yeah, we're good, I think.
I'm figuring it out.
Work right today.
All right. Well, I guess we can get started and let some people trickle in as they do. Thank you so much for coming onto this call. First and foremost, we really appreciate your time and also your willingness to help out. This is such an important role, and it's becoming even more important as we'll talk about in just a moment when our fabulous PTO president takes over. But I wanted to go over what the room parent role is in Collin Ferry. Some of the things, the feedback that I've gotten from the room parents in the past, and then we can kind of talk about our new shift towards paperless and where we're going with that. But I will go ahead and show my screen, and let's see. Now, hopefully you can see this. I sent out this document to everybody. And Catherine, are you seeing what does a room parent do?
Yep, it just popped up.
So I sent this document out a few different ways, but I'll be including this in the wrap up with the recording of this Zoom call, along with some instructions if you need it, like some tutorials about our partners in education, which, just to touch on really quickly, are different groups, organizations, businesses that give us money just by spending our money. In the past, it's been Box Tops and Publix and Kroger and Amazon. And really, after talking to Catherine and seeing the checks come in, it's kind of been more peanuts, except for Publix. So at the tail end of this webinar, I can kind of touch on the Publix Partners in Education, which is a little tricky to find if you don't know where you're looking. So this first most important part, I'm going to let Catherine talk about in a second, but just some of the expectations. We know this is a volunteer role, and we appreciate all the time, any of the time that you can give to us. I know a lot of people have full-time jobs. We're all full-time moms doing our grandmoms or guardians. So just anything that you can do is appreciated, but typically the room parent charges up the holiday parties, end of year parties. We do special things like bingo and fall festival that we really rely on the room parents heavily, because it does involve collecting time from volunteers and also items from volunteers. We will be talking about the room parent communications, which I'm going to introduce our lovely PTO president, Catherine Thomas. She is really spearheading this whole eco-friendly, also budget-friendly approach to our communication. So Catherine, you can take it away.
Hello, everyone. So basically what we found is, from talking to a lot of parents, is, and I mean, I have two girls, different grades, so I feel this on a deep level. And a lot of you have more than two children, but you're just inundated with information. You're inundated with flyers that come home on Fridays. You're inundated with emails. You're inundated with newsletters. You're inundated with all the things. And so we're trying to streamline as much of the information as we possibly can. And the most feedback that we've gotten is that anything that comes and directly relates to your child is something that you're going to pay attention to. So with that in mind, we have put a heavier emphasis on the room parent role and trying to see if we can take away a lot of the, y'all, hang on one second. It's a little friend in my house that wants to play with one of my children, and my dog's about to go nuts. So I apologize. But taking away the printed flyers and things of that nature so that you're not inundated with all the papers that no one's going to see. We're giving it a go for spirit wear. I don't know that we're going to do it. Oh my goodness. Hold on.
So just while Catherine's gone, what we have done so far is had a, oh, here she's back.
Sorry, mom
Okay.
life. But what we're finding right now, I think, is that I'm not sure that we're communicating with all the parents. Like, even though one of my teachers had given me her contact list, I asked her for her actual homeroom list, and 5 parents from the homeroom were missing from the contact list that she gave me, because those are the parents that had approved for their information to be shared with us. So she was going to reach out to those 5. So we're trying to figure out the kinks of not printing to save paper, also to save the cost of printing, because honestly, it's expensive, and it just is getting more expensive as the years pass. So asking you guys we put it in last week's. I'm not going to put it in this week, but asking you guys to ask parents to respond. I put that in the first one that I sent for my oldest, Miriam. She's in 3rd grade. And I think 5 parents responded, yes, you have the right email. So then I went in to the other, 10, and was just like super copy paste, making sure this is the right email. And I got a response from each of them. I don't want you guys to do that every week, but I just want to make sure that we are communicating with the right people, so that, because a lot of times, like, we'll post things on Facebook, but then we inevitably get people that say, well, that didn't show up on my Facebook. Well, I didn't see that. So we're hoping that by streamlining as much of the school information as we possibly can into one email, and then you guys go in and pull out the things that are important for that week to your classroom, add it to the school important pieces, and then send it, that hopefully parents feel like we're streamlining as much of it and they're seeing as much of it as we possibly can. So that's really the biggest piece. I'm totally open to feedback, totally open to that's too much. But I'm trying to make it as easy as possible with pulling the big pieces from the Mustang Minute and the things that apply to the whole school, sending that to you guys so you can copy paste and then send it with the things that apply to your teachers.
Awesome. Thanks, Catherine. A few of the other things that we can do as room parents is some people are more interested in the, handing out things or collecting things, donations and things like that for the classroom. So you are kind of like your teacher's right hand and extension between the PTO, between the school and the parents. So we have a document that is going to be shared in the write-up that collects our teachers and staff's favorite things. So if people are looking for, any special, they want to give a special gift, this favorite things document has their favorite everything. So if you wanted to do a gift card, they say the preference of, what kind of gift cards they would like, what's their favorite food and drinks and everything. And a lot of people find that really helpful to share with the parents so that they know it's out there and a thing. The other thing is feedback on what is your teacher like, just to share with the future room parents if they get this teacher, like, are they more hands-off or do they like a lot of help? A lot of the it's like a split. Some teachers want a lot of involvement in the classroom, and other teachers just don't really want that at all. So then in that case, you really are just an extension of the PTO and helping out, getting messages from Dr. Brown and from the PTO into the hands and in front of the eyes of our parents. The other thing is, I did mention the Kroger and box tops being, peanuts, and I am going to show you how to get enrolled in those things. But for our focus, we are a 501c3 charity. So if you're ever out in the community, or if you have a business, or any of your parents want to get involved in that way, we are that tax exempt and able to get those special donations. We can use that as a tax write-off. So you're able to let your parents know if anybody comes forward like that. And I am just going to really quickly show you the Publix, my Publix thing. So if you go into your account, you have to go to my Publix. And then once you're in my Publix, there is a setting that you can get your My Publix partner. So if you can see here, I'm circling it, it's My Publix partner. And then once you get to the My Publix partner, you can pick Collin Ferry as your school. And then parents or guardians or grandparents or whoever's doing their shopping at Publix can enter their phone number. And once we get enough, they donate a percentage of your food sales. And once we get over as a school a certain amount that we earn, then they just cut us a check quarterly if we reach that minimum amount where they are able to send us the checks. So that's a really easy one for us to get signed up to make money. The PTO has done a lot with donations and raising money for the school. We've played a big role in a lot of the things on the playground and at the school, helping get our teacher morale up with lunches and things like that, and also paying for field trips, which is something that people are surprised about. But there's a lot of things that we do and giving back to the school. That's obviously our main priority for this. So that is pretty much what I have for like roles and expectations and how you can share with your classes. Some of the feedback that we've gotten from people in the past is like, you feel like the burden is all on you, and that we don't want that to be the case. Some people have said that they felt like they had to buy the entire bingo basket. We are asking, the grades to do each homeroom to do a basket, which is collecting all the things from all the different parents who can contribute. But if you don't get a whole lot of donations, we don't want you feeling a financial burden or pressure in any way. So if you do feel like you're getting to the point where you're not able to donate the time or the money or anything like that, we'd rather you let us know, because we do have several classrooms that had a lot of people sign up. Now, we did have a couple that no one signed up. We got that covered, thankfully. We did have a good middle chunk that actually one person signed up for the homeroom, so that made it convenient. But if you are feeling like you need help in any way, we do want to help you as the PTO, whether it's finding additional volunteers or finding additional items. If you're having trouble, we don't want we don't want this to be a burden in any way to you. So
also from a financial standpoint, that's feedback that we need, because the reason that we do things like that the way that we do them is because they've worked in the past. But if families aren't going to send things in, then we need to reevaluate our processes anyway. So that is really good information for us to have if you're not getting, like for the bingo basket or whatever, any kind of donation kind of stuff. Certainly if you feel like it takes too much of your time, but from a financial standpoint, and PTO doesn't want the room parent footing the bill for that. So if parents have decided, that's not the route that they want to go for that certain event or piece of it, then we need to readjust on our end. So please let us know that.
And other housekeeping from Dr. Brown, she would really like to stress that we use the BCC when emailing. And also if you could copy the Column Ferry PTO email address in your communications. That way, when parents come and say that they don't hear about things, which they do kind of frequently, then you can kind of say, have, you know, us to have your back with that. Like it was sent. Basically people, you know, kind of need to be told in a few different ways. Just, you know, we're all very inundated with things. So hopefully you in the room parent role can be that person, like Catherine has been in the past for her classroom, and like many of us have in the past, because a lot of us, this isn't our first time around being room parents. But if you could just keep those two things for housekeeping, the copy and the blind carbon copy for the privacy of our parents. And Catherine, do you think of anything else that I missed?
I just want to make sure, like, so we're trying to make it easy for room parents. And so if you guys can think of an easier way to streamline this information, please let us know. If the pulling like a big copy paste email and sending it isn't the most efficient, isn't the most effective, please let us know. Happy to, you know, this is a very new thing. So just trying to figure out what does work, what doesn't work, what people like, what they don't like. So we are super open to feedback. We're super open to any of that. Lee, in regards to BCCing, just BCC I'll leave it in the chat here and we'll add it to the bottom of the list, the information that Libby has, but it's columnferrypto@gmail, and just BCC that. And then anybody that ever has a question, we can just go back and search and make sure that it's there. I know it seems kind of like hand holding on the part of parents, but we're just trying to make sure that as many parents that want to be involved can be involved. We're trying to help that process as much as we can. So that is the rationale behind doing this. So.
All right. Well, that is all I had. And if you have any questions, you know, feel free to reach out to us, and we'll do the best we can to get that figured out.
Thank you guys. Thank you for giving your time, for being on the meeting.
Yes. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Thanks so much.